Today's focus will be the ankle joint. The ankles play a fundamental role in almost every movement we perform. They are the body's first point of contact with the ground and act as the foundation for the entire kinetic chain. Each step you take requires the ankle joint to absorb force, maintain balance, and allow smooth forward movement. When ankle mobility or strength is limited, other joints, such as the knees, hips, and even the spine, often compensate. Over time, this can contribute to ineffective movement, discomfort, and an increased risk of injury and pain. Healthy ankle function requires two key components which we'll be covering today: mobility and stability. Mobility allows the ankle to move freely through its range of motion, particularly through actions like walking, squatting, and even climbing stairs. Stability ensures that the muscles surrounding the joint can control and support these movements, helping to prevent sprains and maintain balance. In today's session, we will focus on restoring the natural ankle movement while strengthening the muscles that support and protect the joint. So let's begin with the mobility section for the ankles. These movements will gently warm up the joint, improve circulation, and prepare the ankles for the strengthening work later in the session. We'll begin with some ankle circles. So start it seated in your chair, nice and tall through the spine. We're going to extend through one leg, activating through your front thigh muscle, your quadricep. Nice and tall, you're going to flex your toes up towards you. Now the key to this is going nice and slowly. We're going to go towards the right to begin. Point your toes down and then bring them up towards you again. That's 1. We're going to go through 10 repetitions in each direction. 2. Controlling the movement. 3. 4. Now you might get a few creaks and clicks. That's perfectly all right. It's perfectly normal. We're warming up the joint here. We're on 7, 8, 9, and 10. Coming back up to your starting position. We're going to go in the other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nicely done. You can relax the leg down. Now, if that was a lot for your back to just sit tall in a chair, you can use a bit of back support for this movement. If it was a lot for the knee, because now we are strengthening through that quad to hold it up, you can also bend your knees slightly and do them from a slightly bent knee position. So just those modifications if you need it. We're going to go to the other side, extending, flex your toes up, and let's go towards the right for 1. Nice and controlled. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nice. Change directions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nicely done. Now we're going to move into the activation section. These exercises help wake up the key muscles that support the ankle and the foot, preparing them for stronger and more controlled movement. We'll start with our seated toe raises. Our toe raises primarily activate the tibialis anterior, which is this muscle at the front of our lower leg, responsible for lifting the foot during walking. Strengthening this muscle improves our walking mechanics, reduces the risk of tripping, and helps support balanced ankle function. Performing this movement seated is great because it allows you to focus on the proper muscle activation without compensation of the other joints. So we're going to just get started in a nice comfortable seated position. You can walk your feet slightly outwards. You can do just a test to see if you can lift your toes. If they're too far behind your knee joint, you'll see you won't be able to lift your toes up nicely. So just make sure that you have the right leverage. And we're going to start just lifting up the toes. I want your toes to keep in a line. So I don't want your big toes to lift more than your baby toes. The toes all in a line, and you're lifting up. You're going to hold for 3, 2, 1, and place them down. Lift and hold, 3, 2, 1, and down. Lift and hold, 3, 2, 1, and down. We're going to do 15 reps. We're on 4, 2, 1, and down. 5, 2, 1, and down. 6, 2, 1, and down. 7, 2, 1, and down. 8, 2, 1, and down. 9, 2, 1, and down. 10, 2, 1, and down. Now I really want you feeling it in this part of your leg. We have 5 more, 2, 1, and down. 4 more, 2, 1, and down. 3 more, 2, 1, and down. 2 more, 1, and down. Last 1, 2, 1, and place them down. Nicely done. The next movement we're going to go into is strengthening the small intrinsic muscles of the foot. So this is called our short foot activation. This helps support the arch and stabilize the ankle. So there's 3 points on the foot that I want you to focus on. The first point is just below your big toe. Your second point is just below the pinky toe. And then your third point is your heel. So it's like a tripod that you're making. And then you want to be lifting up the arch of your foot, especially if you have flat feet. This is going to be great for your ankles, great for your balance and overall strength. So what you're going to do, both feet down, you want to focus on those 2 points behind the big toe, behind the pinky toe, and you're going to draw the arch up. So you're drawing the ball of the foot towards the heel to create a small lift of the arch. You're going to hold for 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then relax. And go again, draw the ball of the foot towards the heel. So you're arching up, you're lifting up that arch. And then hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. We're going to do it 3 more times. Draw, pull up the arch, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. 2 more. Pull, draw up the arch, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Last one, draw up the arch, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Now a tip if you are really struggling to feel, am I doing it properly? You can take a pencil and a small coin, place the small coin below the big toe, so you're grounding through that point just below the big toe, and then you place the pencil in the arch, and then you keep your big toe down on the coin as you lift the arch from the pencil, and then you can have some little bit of feedback onto whether you're actually lifting and drawing up that arch, because then you'll feel your arch lifting from that pencil, and then you'll make sure that your foot is not rolling. If those muscles are quite weak, your foot will want to roll. So you can give that a try. Our next mobility movement is going to be our knee to wall ankle rocks. So for this movement, you can grab a chair or be nearby a wall. I'm just going to demonstrate this movement on a chair so that you can see clearly, but you can also do this next to or against a wall. So this exercise is going to target our ankle dorsiflexion. So this movement allows your knee to travel forward over your toes. Adequate dorsiflexion is essential for efficient walking, running, and squatting mechanics. Limited dorsiflexion is common in individuals who spend long periods sitting or wearing restrictive footwear. Practicing this movement helps restore functional ankle range of motion and reduces unnecessary strain on the knees and the hips. So to begin, place your hands on your wall or your hands on the chair. We're going to begin on our left side. Take a step back with your right leg. You don't want it too far back. And now you might need to play around with your range a little bit. Start with your toes about 5 to 10 centimeters away from the chair or the wall. And then while keeping your heel down, very important, you're going to bend forward, see if you can touch your knee towards the wall of the chair. You should feel a stretch down the back of the calf and into the Achilles, so at the back of your heel. If that felt very easy, you can take your foot slightly more away and then see if you can touch your knee towards the wall of the chair. So you're going to find a range at where you feel that stretch. And we're going to do 10 reps. So this is number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nicely done. Now, if your back foot is limiting your movement, you can take it slightly forward, and also just try not to push your hip forward to reach your knee toward the wall. So if you're compensating for that movement, then just rather bring your toes a little bit more forward. Okay, we're going to do that on the other side. So in a split stance position, you can do a few just to see where you are on this side. And one side could be tighter than the other, so you can just see where you are on this side compared to the other. And then we're going for 10 reps. When we're ready, bringing the knee towards the chair or the wall for 1, 2, 3, keeping the hips square, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one, 10. Nicely done. Moving on to the strengthening section of this program, we're going to start with our heel raises or our calf raises. So heel raises strengthen the calf muscles, including the gastrocnemius and the soleus, and they play an essential role in ankle stability and propulsion through walking and running. Strong calf muscles help absorb force, improve balance, and contribute to improved tendon resilience around the ankle. So to begin, grab yourself a chair or have a wall nearby that you can use for support. You're going to turn to face the chair. Make sure that your toes are facing forward and that they're about hip width apart. You can start by holding onto the chair for balance or holding onto your wall for balance. And we're going to come up onto the toes, lifting the heels as far as you can, and then slowly lowering them back down. So you want to make sure that you're feeling the weight through all your toes as you come up, and then coming back down for 2. Coming up, and slowly down for 3. Nice, we're going to do 15 reps here. We're on 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Now, to progress this slightly, we're going to add a little bit of a balance challenge. So you can hold onto the chair with less fingers, coming up onto the toes, coming back down, and then eventually you can do your heel raise balanced if you want to add a little bit of a more challenge towards that exercise. We're going to also add another variation to this where we're going to focus on that controlled lowering. We're going to lower for about 3 seconds down, and this slow lowering phase places controlled tension on the calf muscles and, more importantly, the Achilles tendon. So this promotes strength and durability in that tendon, which supports the ankle, and it's widely used in rehab to build tendon resilience and reduce the risk of injuries. So when we're ready, holding onto the chair to begin, coming up onto the toes, and then we're going to slowly lower down for 3, 2, 1, and down. Coming up and slowly down for 3, 2, 1, and down. We're going to do 10 repetitions of these. 3, 2, 1, and down. We're on 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. 5, 3, 2, 1, and down. 6, 3, 2, 1, and down. 7, 3, 2, 1, and down. 8, 3, 2, 1, and down. 9, 3, 2, 1, and down. 10, 3, 2, 1, and down. Nicely done. To add a little bit of challenge towards this variation, you can hold onto the chair coming up, and then see if you can let go of the chair and still control that slow lowering for 3, 2, 1, and down. That's level 1. Level 2 is then you're going to balance coming up, and then still control that lower down for 3, 2, 1, and down. So those are some progressions if you want to challenge yourself and have fun with it. We're coming to the stability section of our program, and we're going to start with our balancing on one leg. For this, you can grab a chair or wall nearby if you need that extra support. And the importance of this is that we are going to be challenging the small stabilizing muscles of the ankles and foot, as well as the nervous system's ability to coordinate our balance. This exercise enhances our awareness of perception of space, so our body in space, and improves joint control. It also helps reduce the likelihood of ankle sprains and injury. Developing good balance also supports safer and more efficient everyday movements. So to get started, you can begin with a chair, and we'll get started on our right leg. Again, I want you to envision those 3 points on your foot, your tripod. So you have that point just below your big toe, the point just below your baby toe, and then your heel. I want you to feel those 3 points in contact with the ground, lifting up through your arch. So now we are adding in that short foot arch exercise. Engaging through our quad, the front muscle of our thigh. So you want to pull up the kneecap and then nice and tall through the spine, Engage through your core, so you want to be strong and sturdy through the core as well. From there, you can come up onto your toes. Find a point of focus. So it's also very important where your eyes will focus. So find a point where you can focus the eyes. And then once you've got some stability, lifting the foot up, keeping the knees together. And once you've got that, you can see if you can let go of the chair and find your balance. We're going to hold here for 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding back onto your chair and place the foot back down. Nicely done. Now we did about 10 seconds there, but you can increase this to 30 seconds and even up to a minute if that feels comfortable for you. We're going to do the other leg. I'm going to do it without the chair just so that you can see how you do it. You can place your hands on the hips. Focus on those 3 points on the foot. Find a point of focus that you can focus your eyes on. Engage through the front of the thigh. And then coming up onto the toes. Lifting the foot. Finding your balance. We're holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Don't worry if you found this very challenging. Practice makes perfect. So the more that you practice your balance, the better it will be. We're closing this program off with a functional integration. So we're bringing everything together now. We're going to do our heel-to-toe walking or our tandem walking. This controlled walking pattern reinforces proper foot placement and ankle coordination. By slowly placing one foot directly in front of the other, we're going to be encouraging the ankle and foot to work together to maintain stability and alignment. This exercise is now integrating our mobility, our strength, balance, all into a functional movement pattern that mimics real-life walking mechanics. So to begin, we can just start at one end of our mat. And if you feel that you need that extra support, grab a broom, grab a stick that you can use on the side if you want that extra support and safety. And we're just going to be placing the heel right in front of the toe. So like you're walking a tightrope. You can use your hands at the sides if you need that extra support for balance. And we're walking along, placing the heel directly in front of the foot, in front of the toe. Once you reach the other side, we can turn around and go back the same way. Now, if you want to add an extra little bit of challenge, what you can do is see if you can go backwards on your mat. Now, this is a little bit more challenging. So just see how you feel with this. And then we can do about 4 lengths of our mat with that tandem walking, or about 10 to 20 steps just in an area that you have at home. To end off, I'll leave you with a daily habit tip. Wherever possible, spend a few minutes each day walking barefoot. Now this can be at home or on safe natural surfaces, but this will allow the muscles of the feet and the ankles to naturally activate, strengthening the arch and improving your balance. Regular barefoot movements can help restore natural foot function and support long-term ankle health.